Mami, Nanay, Mama, Tita, or what else? Lola. And I'm related to be called such. We call it that way because it's a sign of respect. And sometimes maybe they call me that way because of my gray hair. I am a teacher by profession. And I have served the government for 42 years. Oh, I did that. 42 years. I retired at the age of 62. Did you know that with my 42 years of, with my 42 teaching experience, I still have that stage fright. I feel numb whenever I'm with an audience. I don't know, I feel very sometimes whenever I'm at the middle of my talk, I forget what I am talking about. So I really, what do you call that? I would like to appreciate how you expose our second gen, because you are really teaching them how to become what do you call that? Or you expose them to different experiences, which will make them brave and strong. Unlike me. I remember when my mommy would ask me, we were 7 siblings in the family. I remember when she asked me to sell pet child, because my mother was engaged in gardening, in farming. And then she asked me to sell pechay and other vegetables. You know what? I carried it with a big bilao container. And then, after a while, I go home without selling any of the vegetables. So my mother would just call me and say, "You get a container and cover your head. You see, your brothers and sisters, they sold all their product, the vegetables that I told them to sell." That's Alina, very, I don't know. What do you call that? Very, very shy. And how I wish my grandchildren will not follow my footsteps. I feel nervous and numb. Maybe I'm insecure because of my intonation and the faulty grammar. That's the very reason. But of course, I feel comfortable in front of my students, because I'm teaching my line of specialization. My husband and I belong to the technical group, more on work and action and less talk. As they say, less talk, less mistake. Yes. I remember when I first came to the U.S., I always call Albert, my son, to answer the phone for me, and whenever we have visitors, I usually call Albert or Mon to entertain them, and they say, "Mommy," as if you are not a professor, as if you are not a teacher. And so, yes, how did I earn my rank as an associate professor 5? I got involved in research work, In the university, we have three. Of research, instruction, and extension. And so I got involved in research work, and one of our accomplishments is peanut taho or peanut curd. We call it peanut curd. And then we also had, we were able to produce red rice wine out of Pinilisa, the main product of Jones Isabella, the birthplace of my husband. My master's thesis is nutritive value of and acceptability of water lily, the lily, a lotus. The lotus. That was my master's thesis. I prepared 12 dishes out of the tuber, stalk, and leaves. I also compiled tested recipes of bacao or corn, which is the main product of Chage, our hometown. A copy of my thesis and bacao recipes can be found in at the National Library. That's where I get my points. One of my assignments in the university is in extension. I was assigned as nutrition coordinator under Bidani, Barangay Integrated Development Approach in Nutrition Improvement. This is being funded by the Dutch government in cooperation with the UPLB. Its concern is the education of mothers of malnourished children. We lecture and prepare dishes or recipes out of indigenous materials found in the locality. We have also the feeding program for the malnourished children. The subjects that I handled in college is food preparation, baking, the Filipino family, and values education. And this is how I witness among my students. One of the requirements I give in those two subjects is one day divine principle seminar. Of course, I give them an additional point. I usually invite lecturers from the region. This is how I raise my spiritual children, and most of them were much to Koreans. I have 8 of them much to Koreans. I also offered scholarships to poor but deserving students. And the requirement is they have to stay with us. They help us in the household chores. At least two students until they graduate, of course, until they graduate. And the requirement, I give them free allowance, free board and lodging. But the requirement is they have to join us during Honduke, automatically. And inspire them to do mission work during summertime. We started witnessing our 430 HTM members by celebrating my husband's birthday. We see to it that every year my husband will celebrate his birthday so that we could invite our relatives and friends. He has to raise chicken or farm chicken, pig, etc. So that will serve as our in the preparation. You only spend for the ingredients. So he invites relatives in the barangay and some friends in the university where we're employed. With that foundation, we were able to win the hearts and start sharing the hearts of their hearts and start sharing the principle and give blessing. We share the value of our true parents and the practice of true love and living for the sake of others. Lastly, why are we here? My husband was telling me, why are we sacrificing here? During the especially during the pandemic, you lose weight, and we better go home. He said we better go home. You see. But I told him we have to witness to our children, to our family. That is the very reason why we are here. We have to witness to them. We have to serve them. We should show how we love. No, we should give them our love. That anytime God calls for us, at least we have that legacy of love and living for the sake of others. And I hope that Mon's family and Albert's family will realize the purpose of our coming here is to serve them. My family is not perfect. With the trials that happened in my family, the death of my daughter, the death of my mother, and over this every after 3 years, no? My mom died 2010, 2013. My daughter died 2012, and my father died 2013. That with the trials that happened with my family, I know God has a reason for allowing this to happen. You may never understand His wisdom, but simply to trust His will. And of course, I would like to thank my son-in-law here who took care of his daughter's will. And this time, my two daughters will share their experiences, their testimony too, as a second chin. And after the sharing, I will be showing a short video as part of our witnessing. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Uhan Beck, and my English name is Angela. So the name of my a lot of people are a little hard with pronouncing my name Uhan, so you can call me Angela. It says, hello, annyeonghaseyo, and magandang umaga. Because I'm half Korean and half Filipina, that's why I put Korean and Tagalog at the same time. I am 22 years old currently, and I'm currently studying at Kangwon National University. and I'm on my senior year and majoring in English. And to briefly introduce my school journey, so I was born in Korea, and I studied until first year of high school in Korea. But as soon as I turned to second year of high school, I went to Philippines to really learn true parents' words and to learn my mother's culture and language at the same time. So I went to IPLC, which is International Peace Leadership College, and it's under our Unification Church. So we always do have Hundoken every morning, and we do have a lot of occasions for true parents. And I took a course of grade 11 and 12 in the Philippines. And for the college, I moved back to Korea and I started my university study. So, I prepared a short testimony today. I'd like to share something that I've felt important in life so far. So I think it'll be especially helpful for my age and young students, but I guess it's so. But for the elders here, it'll be great if you could remember it and tell and share your children. Next, please. So I prepared like three huge categories, like big categories. So first one is building a good family relationship, and the second one is becoming a leader at least once in your life, and last, have a lot of new experiences.
Thank you.
So number one, it's building a good family relationship. So in our life, we meet countless people in our lives, but family is the only one who is always on your side. So when I read True Parents books, they always emphasize relationship with the parents and with their brothers or sisters. So the reason is that family is really important. It's obvious, but it's important to always communicate with a family. So it's important to acknowledge and compromise each other's differences, even in the event of conflict. As you can see in the picture here, I always have video calls with my grandparents. Here, the first photo. And through this, I was able to always be connected with my grandparents and share everything I'd experienced. So my grandparents in the United States and I was in Korea, so we always have video calls because we can meet each other physically. So we always have a video calls whenever I'm in a dormitory of my university or when I'm at home. So I was able to really to know more about my grandparents and to learn from them. And they always emphasize drink a lot of water. So I try my best to drink a lot of water in a day. And the next photo is me and my father and my sister. So I think at least once in a month, we try to go out for just hang out, like family bonding. We go hiking, or during the spring season, we go to park near house, just strolling, just walking. We just talking to like what I've done and what was I felt in this week. So this bonding or this gathering really made me feel more involved or in our family. My English is not good. So the second one is becoming a leader at least once in your life. So I think it's good to be a leader at least once in your life. When I was in high school, I served as the president of Songhwas in my local church, my hometown church. So Songhwa refers to the second generation young fellows. So I was the leader of the second generations. There were kids or same age. I prepared some events like activities for them. And this experience led to my recent position as a student president in my class for a year. So the very first picture on the left side is my student council picture. So the first picture of on the left is me. That's this is me. President.
Amazing, amazing.
And I did some events for them. And this is the time when I was in high school to work as a Songhwa's leader. Songhwa. It was not easy to make the best decision out of all the options and make people into one. So, however, this experience eventually gave me the ability to make the right decisions for everyone and improving my self-confidence and the passion to experience various things. So, before we start the class in our semester, we do have a semester general meeting in Korea. So, but because of the pandemic, a lot of people don't want to participate in that meeting because they just want to be alone because they don't want to make other friends because they feel comfortable being alone. So when I was in charge of people to participate in this event, nobody's want to participate in this event. So it's like a witnessing. I approached people one by one. Would you like to participate in this event? Would you like to participate in this event? So people at first they were like, no, I'm good. I'm good with just being alone. I don't want to make friends. But I just gave them more spiritual words that you should be gathered with them because I think in our society we always have meeting people not to be alone, so we should be together. And I always emphasize it, and at last people really gathered. So most of the students in our class really participated in this event. So that was really hard, and it was like a witnessing. I need to approach like one by one. So it was a good experience.
Amazing.
And the third one is have a lot of new experiences. So speaking of experience, I think it's the asset that I cannot buy with money. So this is why I strongly recommend you to experience many things. I hope you can see, feel, and learn more about the beautiful creations that God has made. So as I mentioned earlier, I've been a leader and participated in many things, like volunteering, tutoring for international students at university, or like online English tutoring for children, participating in contests, and etc. Speaking of volunteer work, I volunteered at the Gangneung World Choir Games, which is people from a lot of countries. They are participating in these choir games, and I need to assist a certain country, which was the Hong Kong. So I helped them to participate in the World Choir Games. And there was a Boryong Mud Festival. Do you know what mud is?
Yes.
Yes. So in Boryong City in Korea, we do have a mud festival. We just have fun with the mud. We just throw it and just smash with the mud. And that's the festival, and I participated as an English interpreter in there. So this is the picture when I was in Gangneung World Choir Games. So I was with Team Hong Kong, and I was interpreter too. And this one, when I was in Boryong Mud Festival, I was an interpreter too. And this picture is from Actually, last winter I do have. I mean, my hometown have a small festival, like ice festival, and there's a huge ice plaza, and I work there as like part time as a staff, and this is tutoring. My student was from Uzbekistan, and he was pretty good at in Korean, but not good at in English. So I spoke him in Korean and English at the same time. I helped him to do some assignments or participate in some events in our school. Uh, Interestingly, when I was volunteering, I was filmed by a TV show at the festival. Very short, but I was in the TV show. So, and although here are not many, I did a total of 150 hours of volunteer work. It was a good experience to show how important sharing is. Even if it's not a big thing, I think a new experience will help you greatly, even if it's a small thing that you can do at your place. So recently I became an adult. For the first time, I drove a car and passed the license test at once. And I just want to share my story when I was in IPLC. I did fundraising with second generation. For the first time, I was like my Lola. It was really difficult for me to approach people and do fundraising. And to be honest, at first I was picky to choose people who look kind. I think that person will give me a money. But I was hesitant to approach people who look a little scary or have a like strong appearance. But at last I saw a lot of second generations are really trying hard to approach even just any random people around them. So I learned it, and I know how to approach people, even though I feel a little bit nervous or feel scared, but I'm trying to approach them. Yeah, fundraising, this also could be an experience. And when I tried to start something new, I was a type of person who worried a lot at first. But as I overcame it and kept trying, I became a person who didn't get scared before I started. And for the last, I always feel grateful for a new day whenever I have kundoke in the every early morning, because I am given the opportunity to do something more that I have to talk about. So this is all for my speech. But additionally, I would like to add that if you would like to have a new experience in which you would like to learn Korean through parents' language, please do not hesitate to approach me. I'm always welcoming. As I told you last Sunday, I will be staying here for more than a month, so I can help you to learn Korean. So there is no payment, and it is free, but I accept if you give me. So that will be all. I'll show you your